boat was being blown all over the place, so trying to get the boat moored up for this lock was very difficult. I managed to get the nose in, and as I tried to get the back end in, it just kept blowing away from the bank. So eventually I had to just get as close as I could, get the rope and my windlass, just jump off and just tie it off one rope. As you can see here, the front's being blown away from the back, so just got to get your rope, jump off and hope for the best. I eventually got it moored up. It took all my strength to pull that boat in against that wind, and I got a rope on it anyway. You can see the wind there in the trees. Just hope it's okay for now. Anyway, this is Somerton deep lock. It's a very, very deep lock. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Come on, legs, don't fail me. Very deep. Stunning. Really hard on your own. Down there. This is deep. What's all in there? Look it out. Because of the wind, it was difficult getting the boat lined up. Eventually I got it in there. It's quite tight. Luckily for me, there was a couple who were coming the other way, and they helped me get through the lock. There's a lovely girl up here, she's opening the gate for me, so that was fantastic. Climbing out's a scary bit. Yeah. No, I like it though. I like the excitement. It's this deep, isn't it? Wow. That's some Somerton deep lock. Nice help there, look, which is nice. That's a serious gate, that is. Wow. This is the good thing about the canal system. Boaters will help other boaters. I just want to say a big thank you to these two. I didn't get their names, but we had a good chat about the moorings further on and the condition of the wind, because it's quite open beyond this lock and the wind really does pick up. And so yeah, just a big thank you to these two. Yeah, we we're exchanging mooring tips. He said further up the wind is pretty bad in the open field, so you've got to give it a little bit extra revs going past boats just to keep in control. You can see the wind on the trees there. I know the film speeded up, but it really is a very, very windy day, and it's not very nice boating in these conditions, but needs must. When you got to move, you got to move. Well, looks like the lock's open. End of the squeaky talk. Let's get going. After this boat, the wind and off pick up, it blows my boat. Could it go over there, look? And I've picked up the revs, and it's all over the place. So just after this section here, I pulled over for a bit, had a cup of tea, got my bearings. This is Twyford Viaduct, unused for some years by the railway, decommissioned. There is a sign saying keep off danger. There it is. Look, if you can read that, it's a bit blurry, but you get the idea. A bit further on, there's a lock here which is quite interesting. I didn't really know what. Keep my boat safe there, look. Yeah, you're alright. I didn't know really what I was doing here, so I thought I'd walk down and have a look just to see what I'm supposed to do. Okay, yeah, the lock's there. Looks like I've got to go round. Okay, let's go around here then and have a look. Across the road here. There's a main road up here, and it's quite fast, so you've got to be careful on this one. Look across over here and have a quick look down here to see if I'm supposed to go this way. One leg, do your stuff. I don't think it's down this way. No. Okay, let's go over here and have a look. See what's down this side. This is unusual. Make sure you've got to make sure your boat's safe and secured before you leave it on its own. Side. Okay, a lovely Oxford Canal sign. Canal and River Trust. Right, let's go down here and have a look. Cross over that road. Down here. Let's just see if the lock's in my favour. It should be in my favour. I think it is. Oh, yeah, great, lovely. Come on, baby. Yeah. This lock took all my strength to open. And it hurt my knees. I went out at one point. Ouch. Come on. Didn't have to take a lot to open some of these locks. Really, really stiff. Come on, baby. Come on, we're finally getting there. Really is a hard lock, this one. I don't know how the old grannies manage on these locks, or anybody who's not strong. Really hard. Come on, baby, there we are. Gate's open. Push back over here. Down here. On board. Hoping that nobody breaks into your boat while you're away. How about the erratic filming of this? Let's fire her up. I wanted to show you here what I do in these locks. By pin to the lock and I push the nose up to the front of the gate, so the boat doesn't surge forward. To climb up the back of the boat with a rope and my windlass. I generally stuff the windlass down the back of my jeans so I don't have to carry it in the loop or through the belt or whatever. You can get these special belts, but I haven't got one. Make sure you don't tangle the rope in your feet. Well, before you go up, that's it. This is the dangerous bit. If you slip down here between the boat and the wall, you are stuffed if nobody's about. Yeah, made it safely, that's good. I tie the rope off at the top and then I walk round, go close the gate. Sluices one at a time, obviously on my own I have to, but I try and do it half just to gauge the power of the water. Sometimes there's very little power, and other times it really surges through, so you've got to be careful. Open this sluice slightly. Even though the boat was pushed forward and took my time with the sluice, it still surged back. Look, here it's going back, and then the force of water pushes it forward. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. That's what happens. It pushes forward, bang. Really hard, look, boom, camera falls over, Bob's your uncle. There's a beautiful house on the left here, which I capture in more detail when I cycle back later on in the video. This is Pig Place. I decided to moor here overnight because I thought it's worth getting off and having a quick look. They've got all these sofas outside where you can sit in. There's a campsite and there's tents and stuff like that. They've got a cafe. I think there's a little shop there as well where you can get coal and wood and things like that. I knocked on every door until I realised that you have to go to the front of that building there. Never mind. We've got sofas and seats outside, a little bit worse for wear. And let's see that place there. Look, it's got logs and coal on that little trolley. They raise their own pigs, they rear them and use them for meat, for sausages and bacon and such forth. Quite nice actually. When you're cruising on canals and rivers, you constantly have to be vigilant because there's always some kind of obstacle in the river somewhere, i.e. logs floating down. In this case, there's a tree in the middle of the canal, shopping trolleys, push bikes, there's a van in the middle of the river on the Thames, plastic bags, beds, there's all kinds of stuff in the canals and rivers. Just be extra careful when you're going along. I know it's not a massive tree, but that could have caused some prop damage if you go straight over it. Hit the side there. Scrape the side. How narrow that is, look. Cool. Blimey, governor. It's a bit close to me. Made it.
the M40 up there, and this is bridge 183, look. Wonderful. Drive over there and I used to go, oh look, the canal, wish I was on there. And look at me now going underneath it. Beautiful rippers. This is bridge 1828. 1828. System that's not being used anymore, obviously, but interesting reminder of the past. The old railway lines are a fantastic place for wildlife after they've been decommissioned. Here's the CRT workers working away, bless them. Did a great job. Fair play to them. Alright lads. Here we are coming into Twyford. There is a chandlery here at the wharf. There's a marina. There's gas. There's diesel. There's pump out. There's water. Yeah, it's a great place. There's parking for me as well. It's all good. It was a really nice 48-hour mooring just before the wharf, but I couldn't get in there because the wind kept blowing me off. So I had to go past this bridge over the other side and moor up. I spent a day there, 2 days. It was great. Because I do own a vehicle, I've got a van, and I do have to cycle back. I usually like to do about 5 miles and I'll cycle back to pick it up. Could be a few days, but one thing you've got to do when you've got a vehicle. I think all the boaters will understand what I'm doing here, which is just cycling back to get the older people walk back, cycle back to get the bus or the train or whatever. Just do whatever it takes. But I really enjoy cycling back because you get to see more of the canal where you just come down, which is really nice. Especially these very, very thin paths that are very difficult to cycle on. But luckily the CRT guys have just been down here and they've cut the grass for me, knowing full well I was coming, which is very nice. Just going to pull over here and get this stick out me wheel. Get out. Go on. You might just take a lot of stick when you're cycling up and down the canals. You got to really maintain it well, keep your tyre pressures up, lube the chain regularly. The boat's always sat on the bike's always sat on the front of my boat, so I've got to keep all the rain gets into every orifice and crack, so I've got to really keep on top of the lubrication on the bike, otherwise it just falls to pieces. As you can see, it's quite a narrow, rough section here, but you've got to get back, you've got to do it. There's this house in a bit more detail. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's got its own mooring and everything. Fantastic. Onward and upward. Keep cycling, Will, keep cycling. Although it looks quite steady with the camera, because I've got anti-shake on this camera, it really is bloody rough trying to cycle down these paths. They're not walked very much, as you can see. They're not well worn, and they're not flat at all, so it's up and down and bumps nearly falling in and all that. I also really enjoy the fitness aspect to it. So narrowboating is not all leisurely. You're doing locks, you're running around, you're running there and there, you're cycling everywhere. Love it. I hope it gives you some idea of what a lone wolf boater has to do on a sort of weekly basis. I don't cycle every day. You know, when I feel like it, could be a week, could be 2 weeks. Depends where the parking is, the parking restrictions and all that. But it gives you some idea. I think we're back now. Filming's a bit erratic on this one, but at least you get an idea. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks to all the people out there for watching.